You can look, it's the Wallace Grandstand right over there. Ladies and gentlemen, champion, Hall of Famer, Rusty Wallace. Guys, it's
my big brother.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I don't get that much attention anywhere.
Except
I gotta come here, though.
Except for your hometown crowd.
That's right.
All right, you're here in St. Louis. I know you're a tough guy. Rusty's a badass. But when you look over here and you see that big old arch, and you were born right downtown St. Louis, you come back, midnight's gonna roll again. I mean, midnight has got to make you a little emotional.
It really does. I flew in yesterday, and I was on approach coming into the airport, and I looked over and I could see the racetrack just absolutely perfect. And I said, it looks so beautiful sitting there. It looks like sitting on an island all by itself. It just looked really cool. Then stayed last night at the Union Station down there. Woke up this morning, came out here, and there's midnight sitting there. And as I walked through the gate, I told the guy, I said, make sure you get that baby warmed up, because I don't want anything going wrong with it today, you know. So I walked through the garage area, there's nobody nowhere, and there's that thing running. It sounds like a top fuel dragster. It makes so much horsepower, and it's so loud, it's unreal. So the NASCAR said, I want you to drive it around the racetrack like 3 times, make sure it doesn't leak, everything is great, because it's never been on the track since its restoration. Today is the first laps it'll ever make on the racetrack. So I did that a little while ago, and everything went perfect.
Yeah, sir. Brother Rusty tells me some inside information. So, you tell me that Doug Yates says, what about this motor in the car?
Well, this motor, back then in the 1993, 94, 95 era, when that car ran and was so dominant, it had what they called the Ford C3 engine, and that was the real hot shit motor back then.
That's right, man.
So anyway, when we decided to restore the motor, we went to Doug Yates. He said, I can do one thing better than that. I said, my dad, Robert, who was probably one of the best engine guys in the world, he says, his chief engine builder is right over here, and I'm going to have him build this engine. So they found all the parts for that motor, brand new pieces for everything, built that engine, dynoed it, and it made more power than it did back then. And he says, I am so confident in this motor. Line it up in the world's longest race and go after it, and it'll make it. I said, okay.
And here's the good thing about it, NASCAR's not going to break it down after the race. There will be no penalty, there will be no suspension for Rusty. But Rusty, how satisfying is it for you to come back to your hometown where you grew up, where you began racing, and see the support of the fans, but also the support of the city that made this whole thing possible to bring NASCAR's top series here?
Well, what you just said is really, really important. I mean, you got to have a great city to back you up. You got to have a great owner. Got to have great sponsors, and you got to have fans, and you got to have the enthusiasm. Because if there's no enthusiasm out of the fans, it's not going to work, you know. So you guys got everything going right here, and my gosh, it's just fantastic. And thank gosh it's not raining. Let's hope that stays away. We got a good race day today.
All right. So this is a part of the show where we rough Rusty up a little bit, and he's got to tell the truth. All right. So you and Dale Sr., the man in black, you guys went at it. You know, he hit you in the left rear, spun you out at Bristol. You threw a water bottle at him. You guys, that was big. That made national news. Earnhardt throws water bottle at Rusty Wallace. Now, we don't have Chase Elliott here today. We see Ross Chastain knock the hell out of Noah Gragson. What is your opinion? Has this group, have they upped the game? What is your opinion on all this wild racing we're seeing now?
Well, it's just getting tougher out there. I mean, the competition's so tight right now with this new car. They're all running real close to the same speed, and they all want to win. And when they don't win, the sponsors are on their butt. There's teams are on their butt. They're getting in a lot of trouble. So they're driving sometimes over their head a little bit. And every now and then a wreck happens. When a wreck happens, it's a finger point, man. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's not my fault. You know, so that's what's happening. So I love the controversy. I love that they're roughing each other up a little bit. I think the fans like it. It's a good deal.
Guys, it's a very special presentation we have for Rusty here. Again, as one of the 75 greatest drivers all time in NASCAR. General manager of the racetrack here, Chris Blair, is going to come up for a very special presentation. Come on up, Chris.
Come on, Tim, look at This don't look very good, I know that.
I'm taking that microphone away from you.
Not too many people do that.
So, here, a little bit of a story here, Rusty. This morning, after I dropped you off, I called your brother and I said, you know what, I think the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. I took Rusty Wallace to his race car inside a NASCAR garage. That was the coolest thing ever. And so, for me, that was something else. So, we've got this new banner up here, if you see that.
I do.
I feel like you need a version of that in your shop, so we got one made for you. That you
Oh,
can
that's
put in
good.
your shop.
That's good.
So we got
Really
that.
good.
Really cool.
Now, your brother and I were at a baseball game about 6 weeks ago, I guess. So we're at a baseball game, and we're just talking about credentials and how some of the race car drivers, you're lucky you got one of those premier cards. We know a couple of champions, they have to go fill out paperwork before they can even get into a race. So one of the things and this is your brother's idea, so I'm not going to take credit. He said, you know what we need to do? We need to take care of our race car drivers from around here, like the Cardinals take care of their baseball players. But they should show up to a game, they get tickets, they can come in and do any race they want to come to. So we decided, and you're the honorary recipient of the very first one of these. And now he wanted to be the first one, but we didn't do that. So this is a lifetime, all-access credential for any event here at World Wide Technology Raceway. Bring your whole family and come on in.
Wow, thank you very much.
And before I get off the stage, lifetime all-access, Curtis Francois, come up here, please. Because there's a disclaimer on this. So I have to get Curtis up here because if Curtis fires me for doing something stupid like I'm prone to do, Curtis Francois will honor this credential for your lifetime also. So with that, I'll give it to Curtis.
Thank you very much. That's awful nice. And I can go anywhere I want to go, right? Hey, I can drive to the parking lots backwards and everything.
So folks, when you look at, there's things in life that are difficult to do. One of the most difficult things ever for an organization and a group to do is to get one of these coveted events. Curtis Francois put his mind to it a while ago that he was going to get this racetrack to the pinnacle of racing. Guys, I think we need a huge round of applause for Curtis Francois. Going to this racetrack. Curtis, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. What an honor and privilege it is to be with the Wallace brothers here. And it's just an honor to be in front of this crowd that is coming out and supporting us. It's amazing when you say, hey, our goal is fun for the race fans, and people show up. And it's just what we're all about here at this racetrack. We do some things a little differently, but it's all about making sure that fans are number one, no doubt, at World Wide Technology Raceway.
All right, once again, another sellout, Curtis, another great day of weather. We're getting some cloud cover to make it more comfortable. I expect some great racing once again, because we got it last time. No reason we wouldn't this time.
I think we're really in store for something super here again. The guys got a chance last year to figure it out. They've come with the proper setups this year. They know what it's going to take to win this race, and I think we're going to probably see a little bit more of the bumping and grinding of what we saw last year.
They're okay with that. We asked them.
Curtis, through the winter, it was snowy, it was cold, and I came over here, and one thing that you were really proud of is how hard you all work to take care of the fans. I understand that we have a new fan zone. Tell me what that's about. What can the fans look forward, not just today, but in the future?
Well, remember this racetrack is run by race fans first.
All of you.
Right? We're all race fans big time here, and so we just think about, hey, what would you all like to do? I know what I like to do is get in up close and personal to all the different things that are happening. One of the big ones is the opportunity to get into those garages, which is always a little tough to do. So, Rusty's got the credential to get in there now anytime. But now you all can get in there as well. So if you do your infield pass, there is an opportunity to get into the garages, walk around in there, check it all out. There's so much happening there with the drivers, the crews, the cars. So that's one of the big things that we've done this year, Kennedy, is to make sure that we continue to add every year. And hopefully, guys, when we're here 10, 20 years from now, you'll see that every year we're looking into what we can do next time to make your experience even better and more fun, right?
Guys, thank you so much. Rusty, congratulations. Great to see you. Curtis, thank you so much for what you do for the race fans here. They make it all possible. You race fans make it happen.
I just don't think it's right. I still got to go to the pit gate and sign in.
Maybe someday, Kenny. Maybe someday.
That's awesome.
Just
Brother, I love you.
Tell him you know Rusty.
Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's a big deal to me. My brother, you know, Don the Snake Perdone. Don, who knows Don Perdone, one of the greatest drag racers of all time? So, Big Brother Rusty and Don are incredible friends, and Don uses the word badass a lot. That is one badass right there. You ought to see Rusty when Don Perdone, Walker Evans, all those guys get together, but that's a pretty big deal.